Hi, I'm Brooks with Medical Restoration Centers. I'm talking to Sarah today, who's going to talk about what the program was like for her. She's lost how much weight now?
56.3 pounds.
56.3 pounds. So what was it like when you first started the program?
Well, when I first started, I was desperate for somebody to help me.
Mm-hmm.
Because at work I could hardly move. It was hard to get up and make myself go to work because I would work so hard and still not be able to get the expected quota for my my job. I was supposed to be doing 4 carts a day in a 4-hour period,
Mm-hmm.
which meant you're supposed to do. The time limit's supposed to be 20 minutes, but I could barely get 2 carts done, and I was just busting my butt trying to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And when is it okay to mention who sent me here?
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw my lung doctor's assistant, and she said, would you be interested in medical restorations and pulmonary rehab?
Mm-hmm.
And I said I should be, because I'm getting to the point where I didn't want to go to work. I didn't want to do anything but sit on the couch and do puzzle books.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called me. Medical Restorations called me first. And I says, I'm just getting ready to leave, but please call me again.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on Monday. Call me again Monday. And they called me back, and I got set up with Hillary. And the minute I walked in the door, she made me feel special. And I started at 229.8 or 9 in February of this year, and people said, well, you might as well just say you were 230, but those points are what counts.
Mm-hmm.
So I was 229.8, hard for me to get around, and I kept coming, and I started using their protein supplement, protein bars, and those were 100% better than what I was eating as far as calories and sugar, because I don't need a whole lot of sugar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started I started increasing the Medical Restoration Center's supplements. I'm now using their wafers, which I love, for an afternoon break.
Mm-hmm.
And at first I was having trouble with the 2 cups of vegetables for lunch and supper, and I'm going, I'm doing good to get 2 cups for supper, much less for lunch. And finally she told me, well, 2 cups is probably the size of a can of those regular size cans, not the huge ones.
Mm-hmm.
And so I finally I was in the store where I saw some 2-cup bowls with screw-on lids, and I'm going, ooh, that's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
That way I can put them in a bowl and they won't leak.
Mm-hmm.
And because a lot of my lunches are sort of portable, because sometimes I don't get home from the commissary soon enough, so I just have to grab something. And if all I need to do is pour the vegetable in there, add the seasoning and olive oil, screw on the lid, grab my lunch. I've been using a grilled chicken because it still has too much salt, but it has less salt than most of the rest of them. And I get my 6 ounces and put that in a bag, and then I grab a wafer bar for my afternoon break. And then if I don't get time to do anything but eat the meat before I get there, then my break time I use for the vegetable. I eat the vegetable first and then the wafer bar. And then I've learned that it's best when you get home to try to eat your supper as soon as I get home after supper, which is around 5:30 or 6. And
how are your energy levels?
oh,
now?
I'm doing a whole lot better at work.
Yeah.
I can do 4 carts usually. I can sometimes get, once in a while I get 3 carts done before 2:15, which is when you have to go do the pull list. But most of the time it's 2 carts, then I do the pull list, and then I get 2 more carts done. And that is, my boss is very pleased. Oh, and another thing, I started on 3 liters of oxygen at pulmonary rehab because that goes with this. They work together. And they worked with me, showed me exercises I could do, gave me education on how to help yourself breathe better, and to understand I had pulmonary hypertension. And since I've lost the weight, I think I can safely say that I don't have pulmonary rehab anymore. I don't have sleep apnea anymore. I just sleep with 2 liters of oxygen at night because of the high altitude and my age. And it's just, I started with no oxygen at work about a week ago. And it's so strange not to have that backpack on my back. In fact, people were saying, when I said, do you see anything different? And they said, well, let's see, did you have a haircut? No. New shirt? I said, I'm not wearing oxygen. And one of them says, well, whatever it is, you look good. So I've had lots of people saying I look good, I feel good. I've lost weight many times before with another program, but this is the first program I've lost fat, I think, instead of lean muscle. And when you lose the fat, you have the energy left to do the things you need to do. I do still use my oxygen for exercise. Once I graduated from pulmonary rehab, they bumped me down 2 liters of oxygen. I went right away to the Y so I could get in and do the treadmill 3 times a week. And I do that 3 times a week. And I'm up to 45 minutes at 2.2 speed. And I started out at 20 minutes at 1.7 speed. So now I got to get brave enough to let go and move my arms so we can strengthen the upper part of my body. But I do a lot of exercise at work with my arms because I shelve books at the library.
Okay.
So,
well, that's awesome.
That's
awesome. Anything else you want to mention?
Let's see. That's just so wonderful to feel good.
Yeah.
For real. For the first time in my life. If they hadn't sent me to medical restoration and pulmonary rehab, I don't know if I'd be here today. So I'm very grateful.
That's awesome, Sarah. Well, we're so happy for you.
I think that's all.
Okay. Thank you so much. You want a hug?
Yeah.
I kind of want one.
The most important thing I forgot to say was God helped me get into these programs, and it's God that's given me the willpower to keep hanging in there. And what I like best about medical restorations is once or twice I didn't lose that many. One time I only lost 3 ounces and I still got a high 5. And to me that was the encouragement I needed to keep going, because I've had experience in the past where I'd tell someone I was going to cut down on a food that wasn't good for me, and she would say, how long is that going to last? And I'd go right home and start eating that food. So the encouragement and the high fives around here do help. And I know God had a lot to do with getting me here. And I thank God for you guys.
I thank Him for you too, Sarah.
Thank you.